I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning. I'm winning.
Elevation Nation Conversations. God Body Sean. Alright, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? God Body Sean, Elevation Nation Conversations. Let's get right into it. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. Drop a comment in the comment section. I was strolling, I was swiping through, which is a bad habit on those phones, but I was swiping through social media, and I saw a story about Papoose and Remy'Ma. And the story was saying something about Remy'Ma is alleging that Papoose beat on her. I think the story said something like, she said that she's jealous that Papoose has moved on finally. He really hadn't said anything about it. He's been keeping quiet, handling himself like a man, not doing no crazy funny style stuff, running around into the tabloids and telling all his business. And I definitely respect him for that, And I've always looked at Papoose as a different kind of dude. Even when he was doing rap, his raps still had kind of a message in it. Even though he was, battle rapping and, he was talking that slick and that jazz how he doing rap, but he always had a message in it. And I liked him. And that's what I used to do in my music. My music always had a message in it. I just wasn't talking slick to be talking shit and just to be popping. I felt I was grown. I was trying to conduct myself like a man and an artist, so I was always saying something in my music. So that's one thing that attracted me to Papoose. I liked how, and then he could spit. He could spit. He was dope. And when I started seeing him on Love and Hip Hop, I knew that really wasn't his thing. And I'm like, what are you doing on Love and Hip Hop? It's a lot of clown and a lot of mess, that goes on Love and Hip Hop. But I think, he trying to get that bag or whatever. But on Love and Hip Hop, him and Remy's story was a little bit different. Papoose stayed away from a lot of the nonsense and a lot of the BS. And what they story really showed was black love for the most part, a black man respecting and treating a woman good, being about his family, being about business, not really about the nonsense, and while still being in the music game at the same time. So the Papoose story and Remy'Ma story showed a different angle from what everybody else was doing on Love and Hip Hop. The other stories on Love and Hip Hop, they always had some drama in it, some bullshit going on, some debauchery, whatever, debauchery, just dumb shit. Everybody trying to get a check, doing whatever they can to get a check. But the Papoose and Remy'Ma story was different, and I like that, Now, not to mention also that the story went into him holding her down while she was locked up. I forgot how long it was, I'm not really sure. I think she was locked up for maybe 5-6 years or whatever. But Papoose married her while she was in prison. I think that was one of the storylines on their story on Love and Hip Hop. And he married her. And he was loyal to her. He was going, on visits weekly. Even Remy'Ma said he was coming on a weekly basis to go see him. For him to go see her. So much so that she had to tell him to slow down a little bit or whatever. But that was a brother showing his love and loyalty to his woman, and he was handling business. And he was even taking care of her kids that were not by him while she was locked up. So he was holding it down on all fronts. And I also saw him supporting her career a lot. It seemed like, he was pushing her career because she popped off before him, and she was kind of dealing with bigger artists, that could kind of move her to another level. So I saw him pushing and supporting her a lot. Like, he was holding it down as a black man. He was making us look good. Now fast forward to Remy'Ma getting out of prison. She's starting to look good. She getting her body. I don't know if she had surgery or not, but getting her body looking good. She's starting to wear, more makeup and different hairstyles, and she's starting to look real feminine. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. I'm dropping game. Elevation Nation Conversations. But you know, she started to look good, and I think what happened was she started to take Papoose for granted. They started building some business together. They were building a rap battle league together, and started, you know, money started coming in, and they were doing a lot more things. I think she was kind of taking my man Papoose for granted, and I think somebody else started showing her some interest, and that maybe, you know, she had a weak moment. So she started cheating. I think she cheated on Papoose with the guy right here in this picture. I guess his name is Easy the Block Captain or something. But she started cheating with the help. This guy was a lower level dude than her in her rap league, and she started dealing with him and, you know, had an affair with him. It was all out in the media. They started putting pictures out and things like that. But Papoose didn't say nothing about it. He didn't bring it out to the media. He wasn't acting a fool with it. He wasn't exposing all this business in the media and things like that. So I like how he handled it. But what was happening was she was still seeing the dude, and as you can see right here, there's a picture of her with the dude that she was cheating with on Christmas time. So I don't know what brought this on, but now Remy'Ma is saying that Papoose wasn't the good dude that everybody think he was, and he was beating on her and he beat her up, and the classic go-to scenario that most women will do. Let's be honest and 100% with it. Not saying they all lying and things like that, but a lot of women, that's the first thing they go to is verbally abusive, financially abusive, mentally abusive, and physically abusive. All throughout the marriage, it was always the men. Women never talk about what they doing and how abusive they are sometimes, physically, emotionally, mentally, all of that as well. And now she's saying that he was beating on her. Never said none of this before she started looking real bad and looking real stupid in the media. You know, is cheating on a good dude that's holding her down for basically a pookie that has nothing basically to offer her. She messed up her home and her marriage. You know, I think they have 1 or 2 children together. So she's messing up her marriage to go mess around with the help. So it's making her look real bad. So she's trying to drag Papoose through the dirt because now he's dating somebody else. I think Clarissa, I can't think of her name, but she's a boxer. So now that he's dating her, now she's trying to throw him under the bus and say he's been cheating and he was cheating and things like that. So Papoose said, look, I've been quiet long enough. I'm not finna let you drag my name through the mud, but we finna put the receipts out there. You're not finna run around and say I was abusing and beating on you and cheating on you when you were the one that did all this. And now that I'm moved on, now you want to try pulling this bullshit. So Papoose put this picture up. And at the bottom of the picture, he said, while I was at home with my daughter last Christmas, this is where Remy'Ma was. Now that I finally moved on, she's angry and making up lies. So while he at home with the kids and the babies, she out cheating, doing some thought shit. You can see it right here in the picture. So Papoose started releasing things like this and speaking up now because she's claiming that he was abusive to her. And now she's putting out, Papoose is saying she's lying. So this is a statement that Remy'Ma put out. She said, play with police. Papoose, so you forgot the pool never got finished being remodeled because you were attacking me in the garage and the workers called the cops to get you off of me? I ain't edit shit. Next is the audio and video. Keep fucking lying. So I don't know if she has real evidence or if she's lying or not or this and that. She's saying she has audio evidence and she has video evidence of Papoose putting hands on her and beating her, and she's gonna release it. If Papoose, I guess, don't do what she's saying or do, I don't know what she's doing this for because Papoose has let her move on. Papoose wasn't arguing about it. He wasn't in the media with it. She cheated on him. He didn't come out and say nothing about it. And she basically like she had been moving on. She out there running around with the guy, going on dates and all of that. So I don't know what the problem is. But Papoose said that he think the reason why she might be doing this is because Papoose knocked out the guy that was cheating with his wife, and Remy'Ma wanted him to say that he didn't do it to save face and make things look good, I guess, for the guy that she was cheating with. And Papoose said, I'm not doing that, because there's no video of Papoose knocking this guy out. But she wants Papoose to go out there and and say it to the public that he didn't beat the guy up, and which I don't know why she would be doing that, but it just goes to show men. And Papoose always, and I always looked at this and thought about this when they were showing it on TV and things like that. I was just thinking to myself, like, I get it. Black love, you love your woman. You want to support her, you want to hold her up, and you want to, you show everybody you rocking with her. But some of it seemed like it was a bit much. Some of it seemed like he was putting her before himself. And I know most men, I've always, we're known as the providers and the sacrificers and things like that. We put everybody before ourselves and things of that nature. But at some point and at sometimes you have to put yourself before everyone else, because if you don't love yourself more than you love anyone else, they won't love you, like you're supposed to be loved either. And so it seems like that was a bit evident, because he was just so in Remy's corner and just so down for her and so supportive that she may have took that for granted, and it may have been too much for her. She didn't know how to receive that, or maybe she was just getting tired of him, or I don't know, maybe something was going on in the marriage. I don't know their situation, but to me it seemed like he was treating her good, treating her better than he was treating himself or whatever, holding her up, and she went out there and cheated on him. So I say all this to say, man, men, you gotta love yourself first and foremost before you love anybody else. You cannot love someone more than you love yourself, in a healthy way. You got to put yourself first. You can't build someone up to the point where you're worshiping them and everything is about them and it's not being reciprocated. I think Papoose did the right thing by letting her go, letting her be for the streets, not dealing with her anymore. Once a woman cheats on you and shows you that she wants someone else over her family, you gotta let them go. You cannot convince anybody to stay with you. You cannot convince or make anyone, be in love with you or love you anymore and want you. It never works when you try to do that. So I think Papoose did the right thing and he moved on. Now that he's moved on, and I think Remy'Ma is now seeing what she lost, and now she's having buyer's remorse because she's dealing with the dude that ain't really doing anything. Now she want to get angry and upset, and now she want to start putting things out and making Papoose look bad and shedding a different light on him. So Papoose put the statement out to the shade room about what Remy'Ma is doing this for, and this is what it read like. Papoose said, "While I was at home with my daughter last Christmas, this is where Remy'Ma was. Now that I finally moved on, she's angry and making up lies. Narcissist. I told her we could divorce like adults. She refuses to do that because I wouldn't lie and say I didn't knock this chump out." He's talking about Easy the Block Captain. "I still got the messages of her begging me to lie about the knockout, but who cares? He didn't throw one punch back, super soft. Last time I saw this chump, he was in a fetal position. Everybody saw it. When I knocked him out, Remy'Ma woke him up and went home with him for 4 days. Wow." So he's saying he knocked this dude out for his woman, for his wife, that he held down for 5-6 years while she was in prison. He knocked out the dude that was cheating with her, and she went home with him for 4 days. He say, "I went home with my daughter. As you can see, she couldn't wait to lie about it again." Shaking my head, narcissist. "I didn't knock him out because he slept with my wife. I knocked him out because he shook my hand and then slept with my wife." So Papoose is saying why he knocked the guy out. He wasn't fighting over the situation for his wife, but he was fighting because this dude was not being honorable and shaking his hand in his face and then going behind his back and sleeping with his wife. Which, being honest, he had no beef with him. The beef should have been with his wife. He should have been upset with his wife. His wife was in a marriage and committed to him. he should have left her and let her go and leave it at that. But I know how emotions are and feelings, and I can understand it because I went through a divorce as well. But this just, I don't know, this seems to me that sometimes with some people, no matter how much you love on them, no matter how much you do for them, no matter how much you support them, no matter how much you lift them up, they still will do what they want to do. You can't make someone be loyal to you. You can't make someone love you unconditionally. You can't make someone stay. You can't do any of that. All you can do is give love, and hopefully they reciprocate it and give it back. And if they don't, you let them go. So I just thought this was a whack and a lame ass move that Remy'Ma is doing. Now she want to throw up the abuse allegations and threaten to put out video and audio and all that shit. When all my man want to do is move on. All Papoose want to do is move on. He got him a new woman. He said Remy'Ma don't want to sign the divorce papers or whatever. So what's the point? What does Remy'Ma want to do this for? What does she want to hurt his career and hurt his reputation for? What? He let you how to do. He hasn't really been saying anything in the media. He not tripping off that. That's where you want to be. Go be over there. And he moved on and he doing this thing. So what is the point in all this? So now it's going to be a whole messy thing. I hope it's not, but now it seems like it's going to get messy. Once you start putting police in your business, child custody services and child support and all that shit, it gets messy and it fucks it all up. All because she wanted to cheat. She stepped outside of the marriage and stepped outside of the house, and she wanted to go do what she wanted to do. I don't know, because she wasn't happy maybe one day or for a couple days or something like that. Women, they can not be happy for a week and they think the marriage is over and they want to go find somebody new. Men will suffer through shit sometimes for years and years and years before we bounce out or whatever, but it's crazy. And I think nowadays, man, the way relationships are going, as far as just for celebrities and public figures as well as private people and just regular people, relationships are getting just real sticky and real sketchy. They're getting real touchy. Like, nobody wants to put in the work. Nobody want to go through anything. Nobody want to go through any trials and tribulations and come out of that and still stick together and hang it out and go through your bad times and still build and grow. This new age technology and social media has people thinking they have more options than they really do. So they think they have so many options that they'll say, well, if things aren't going right with this person for a little while or whatever, oh, okay, I can just drop them and I can go get somebody else because I can see all these people and I have access to all these people on social media, and that's just not true. That's not what it is. This man was invested in her. She was invested in him. They have a family. And she go out here and cheat. Okay, everybody make mistakes. But she didn't want to correct it. She didn't want to keep her family together. She didn't want to get back with him. She was still doing her thing, not saying anything about it, not showing any remorse, not showing any sympathy for his feelings or her family and their marriage. She was out there doing what she wanted to do. She was trying to be a young girl. Remy is almost 40 something, I think. She's still trying to be a young girl, ripping and running the streets, trying to find some young dude. And this is what it does. It leads to another black home in dysfunction and broken up. So there's no winners in this situation. But I just think it was a low down move for her to try to pull the abuse card out. Now she want to throw the abuse card out, try to save face, make herself look better, try to restore her reputation because she's out here looking crazy. She getting upset that he moved on, and now she looking crazy because she fucking with the help. And this dude is not on a level of what Papoose is as far as music-wise, just the way that he carry himself as far as being a man in the mentality, and probably business-wise as well. You know, Papoose was doing his thing. I salute that brother. So I just wanted to tap in on this and just say it's a sad situation where she want to pull out the card of the abuse card and to justify what she did and what she doing. She could have just left it alone. Let him go be with who he want to be with. You be with who you want to be with. You cheated. It's done and it's over with. Everybody moving on. But folks, keep your relationships out of social media and the public eye. And the grass is not always greener on the other side. Sometimes you need to look at what you got and realize you got a good thing, and you need to hold on to that. You know, don't fuck up what you got because you think something else is looking good, and then you go over there and get that, and you're like, damn, this is worse than what I had. So, cautionary tale, people, for men and for women, but men, you can't love a woman more than you love yourself. It's definitely not a good thing. And you know, if they want to leave, you gotta let them leave. You cannot convince a woman to stay. Women, you can't convince a man to stay. People gonna do what they want to do. So, just wanted to tap in on this and get my point of view on it. But I hope this ain't true. And Remy'Ma is taking this route. It's not a good look. So hit that like, share, subscribe button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about it. Elevation Nation Conversations, God Body Shine. I appreciate y'all for tapping in and rocking with me. And I'm gonna check y'all on the next one. All right, peace.